So we've had a lot of changes in the condo laws in the state of Florida, and if you own a condo or you're thinking about buying a condo, you need to pay very close attention. If you're buying a condo in a building that has more than 3 stories and it is within 3 miles of the beach, it used to be that you could have that inspection of the condo every 40 years. Because of Surfside and the structural failure of the building at Surfside, those condos within 3 miles of the beach must be inspected in 25 years and then 10 years for the second inspection going forward. Now, what does a structural inspection look like? It looks like an architect or an engineer going around the property and making a visible inspection to see whether or not there are any areas of exposure to the elements, whether there's rust, whether there's potential collapse, whether or not there's a problem with the structure, whether or not there's a problem with the water, too much water in the parking garage, for example, after a flood. Those are defects that need to be examined. And those preliminary findings are reported back to the state, and that is how we do the first review in a structural inspection. The second part of the new condo laws coming as a result of the Surfside condo laws is a structural integrity reserve study. Now, in any building, there is some obsolescence, and it's planned obsolescence and there's general obsolescence as far as how the wear and tear of a building occurs and how do you maintain that wear and tear so that you're always ahead of the game and don't get yourself in trouble with a building that might collapse like in Surfside. So with the structural integrity studies, it will look at those areas that we know there will be some deterioration, some obsolescence, but how will we maintain the building's integrity to make sure we don't have a danger, to maintain the safety of that property, and how is that funded? Because with the new laws, as a result of Surfside, all of our condominium budgets are going to have to be solvent. We're no longer going to be able to say we'll have a special assessment to take care of that issue. We're going to have money in the bank to solve it. That's a big change, and a big change for condo owners here in South Florida. So if you are a condo owner here and you do not see at least 10% reserves as a result of the money taken into your budget for your annualized budget, you need to talk to your realtor, because maybe that building is not a safe place for you to have your money. Or the thing that you may need to do is to sell that so that your money is better used. So as a realtor, it's important that I protect my customer. If you're a seller, I want to protect you to make sure I can get you the most money. If you're a buyer, I want you to be able to buy a condo that you feel safe in. And I want to go over 9 items that you should be taking a look at if you're a seller or a buyer to make sure that your purchase is a worthy one where you're not going to be dropping money into a black hole and never to get out. Again, real estate is an investment, and it's also a place to live. So let's get to talking about those 9 items. Number 1, the first thing you should take a look at is the Declaration of Condominium and all its amendments. Yes, why is this a condo? Where is it located? How does it operate? And does it operate according to plan? Number 2, what are the articles of incorporation of the condo? How did they incorporate? Where did they incorporate? What is the responsibility of the board of directors of that condo? And number 3, what are the bylaws as far as how they operate in that condo? You should also take a look at the rules and regulations, which I call number 4. And then number 5, and most importantly, the association budget. Number 6, I want you to take a look at the year-end financial information. And here what I want you to be looking at is how much money was collected and what percentage of that money collected has gone into a reserve fund, slush fund, preventive maintenance fund, so that if problems or as problems are identified, there is actually money there already to levy against the expense that you're going to incur. We're not talking about special assessments anymore. We're talking about budgeted obsolescent problems that we know we have to fix so that we can actually maintain the safety of our building. Number 7, The frequently asked questions and answers document a condo has as a part of it. Now, that's going to be the most common asked questions. Take a look at those because it'll give you some insights as to other people like you who live in the building or are buying in the building are looking at as well. Then number 8, condo association common area insurance for hazard, flood, and wind. Very, very important because we know the insurance industry is a mess right now. So we want to look at what is our history, what are we doing to maintain better underwriting for our insurance coverage to keep our premiums low. Very, very important component. Take a look at your condominium association common area insurance for hazard, flood, and wind. And then number 9, I want you to pay close attention to the minutes of the past meetings. In fact, I'm going to ask you to go back 12 months and look at all the minutes in that 12-month period. And what you're looking for, is there any mention of a safety issue that has not been voted on for assessment purposes or for a special assessment, but any mention of a safety issue so that the condo does know, should have known, or will know about something coming up. That's the guideline for a future assessment, and that could spell trouble if you're the buyer or the seller of that unit in that building. They're tricky, but not impossible. But there are things we need to pay attention to make sure that we have an investment in a condo building, it remains sound. Or if we're buying a condo in a condominium building, that we can afford it and it doesn't continue to drain our resources. If you need help, give me a call. My name is Gary Lanham. I can be reached at Coldwell Banker at 954-695-6518. Thank you.